Hey, what's up, everybody? Greetings to you and all, from our family to yours. And we just wanted to discuss like the difference between matriarchy, which seems to be the current system or the current social system that we're being pushed towards, and patriarchy. And what are the possible benefits? But let's just get into it, bro. Ask me questions. What is patriarchy? Patriarchy is the total belief and philosophy that the father is the ruler of the home and of the family and of the society around him, because ultimately the fathers always have to take responsibility. The reason why the word bastard is a slur is because if you don't know who your father is, you're already discounted from the human race, because it's like, you don't even know who your dad is, man. You're a bastard. You're nobody to the rest of us who know our heritage. And it comes back to what I was saying in our previous conversation, which is that all of us come from something, and therefore something has to come from us. And if you don't know who you come from, unfortunately, you're lost in the sauce, man. Next question.
So, according to the Google Dictionary, the Oxford Dictionary, patriarchy is a system of society or government in which the father or eldest male is head of the family and descendant is reckoned through the male line.
As it should be.
Okay. But there's another part that says a system of society or government in which men hold the power and women are largely excluded
Yeah,
from
that
it.
was probably added by the feminists, and we don't care about them. They're gonna be miserable and only owning dogs. And
Can you explain why
why what?
that part there women are excluded from it? Like why you would say that for somebody that doesn't understand or doesn't know anything about the
Okay.
topic and the religion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess it comes down to so-called, well, okay, no, let's just grant it. It comes down to evolution. When we look at our evolution as a species, what have women built? What have women maintained? So, which is why which is why they are justifiably excluded from the levels of power. Because if it all goes down today and you erased all the women, erased all the men today, how long would women survive?
So you're talking about power in the sense, yeah, structural.
Yeah, I'm saying when the power comes down to
building.
responsibility. The reason why I'm the father or the head of this household is because if anything goes down, like if there's a drought, if there's a natural disaster, it's my job to make sure that we all get to safety and get to a place where we can once again be peaceful, progressive, well, yeah, where we can have peace, progress, and prosperity. You understand? And that's what it comes down to, is you can't divorce the responsibility from the power. Because, yeah, once you start getting into feminist ideology, what you start thinking is that it's all about power. It's the oppressed versus the oppressor. But when you look at real life, like when you look at things like evolution, when you look at things like history, then you realize that it's not that clean or cut and dry. Like men and women have had to cooperate for the longest time, which is why all of us are here today, because women and men cooperated. So the gender war, for me, I feel is just another anti-natalist agenda that's being pushed. Because when we can see each other as opposites and constantly fighting each other, where are the children going to come from?
And in your opinion, what is a matriarchy?
A matriarchy is where the women are in charge, right? Like, which is actually, if we have to be honest, it's a lot of our cultures here in Southern Africa. That's why the Bedis are famous for saying bomba, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, nah. And yeah, this is the part where I get controversial. I think a lot of South African men are just simps, bro. Just simping all over the world. And I'm looking at all the different cultures, from the Afrikaans men to the Zulu men. As much as they might have been known as warriors, today they are simps. Basotho men, all of us, bruh, just simping all over the world. But seriously though, like, we know the history of our country, and it's important to tell the history correctly. That there was a time in our history when the men had to go out and take jobs way far away from where they lived, which means that they couldn't actually hand down the family names and the family law properly, right? And that's when women had the power, because obviously, if your father, if we come from Kwakwa, right? And your father is working somewhere in Johannesburg, you guys are stuck in Kwakwa. Who's the parent there? Who's the leader of the family? It's the man until the father comes back. You understand?
Mm.
So there are historical conditions that created a situation where women genuinely thought that they could lead our society, our community. And the reality of it is the reason why there isn't a strong matriarchal nation in the world is because ultimately someone has to take responsibility. Have you ever tried to hold a woman accountable?
Yes.
And how did it go for you? Even from woman to woman. So you see what I'm saying? Hopelang is how old? Our son is how old? He's 7 years old. He's going on 8. And when something goes wrong, who's the first one to say, I take responsibility? You understand what I'm saying? Well, that's the difference. That's the difference. And it's biological. It's innate. We're not changing it. We're not about to stray from it. It's not going to happen. So the idea of a matriarchy is just, it's a feminist idea. It's just like a nice dream that feminists have, which is never going to happen. Because if matriarchal societies were possible, we'd have lots of them by now. How long have women had equal rights, equal opportunities to education, jobs, all of these things? We can even take our young history as a democratic nation. 30 years, bro. 30 years.
But
30 years.
Basing it off of the results, because like you said,
we're basing it off the results. That's the only thing we can base it on. Yeah, and the reason why we're failing as a society is because we're a matriarchal society. Young boys are not being taught to take responsibility. Young girls are taught that they can do whatever without any consequence or without any honor or without any responsibility to the community. And then you have all the negative consequences that we have. We know for a fact, like the stats show us, if you come from a single mother home, right? You're most likely to end up homeless, in jail, in debt, in poverty, all of these things. And we're not talking about it. And then when you look at it, the last time I checked the statistics in South Africa, I think 2 out of 3 children are born to a single mother. So you show me, or I'll ask you, give me an example of where matriarchy has worked. Let me ask you that.
So my question then is, so you're saying it's the system of matriarchy that's the problem, or is it the implementation? Because is all of it wrong? That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, it's all wrong because it goes against the order of Ramasi.
Shouldn't it be a balance?
Balance?
Yeah.
The problem is when you give... I was thinking of a quote. I think this probably comes from Friedrich Nietzsche, right? Where he goes over equality to equals, inequality to unequals. The idea, this is an idea, as far as I'm concerned, feminism is a devilish idea from the devil straight. Men could ever be equal to women. There's no such thing, bro. Because who's expected to lay down their lives? When there's an intruder at the gate, are you expecting you to go out? Am I expecting you to go out? Is Hopelang expecting you to go out? As a city? No. We've already established, the reason why Lesedi is safe is because she has 2 things, an older brother and a father. So there's no comparison. It will never be the same, bro. Like when it comes to the hard work around the yard, who does that? It's me and Pobze in this scheme. There's no way around it, Trying to reach a balance is lying to ourselves. And then you end up with a whole bunch of delusional people that are easy prey for cults, like the cult of feminism. Because you've been lied to your whole life for it. Men and women are equal. When it's not true, bro. I have yet to see a woman be ready to die for her family, her country, her nation. None of this, bro. Why do you think the military is all filled with men? I'm talking about the infantry, the people that actually go out into the front lines and fight. Where are the women there? Why do you think feminism only rose once we had basically civilized the world? Because when you look at where feminism is most fertile, it's when they have created a civilization that's comfortable. Listen, there are no feminists in the trenches where men are fighting for their sovereignty, for their independence, for their identity. There are no women there except as prostitutes.
There are no women there, or there are no feminists there.
There are no women there, which means feminism itself is a lie, bruh. Because if men are just equal like women, then there would be just as many women on the front lines fighting. But you never find them there, bruh. In the most dangerous jobs, in the most crucial jobs that actually, for instance, in mining, we are Basotho people. we come from a mining culture, right? Where a lot of our grandfathers, our fathers went into the mines. Where were the women? The women waited for the men to come down from the shaft, and then once they get back on top, now these women don't even care. That don't now see Lapa Kwana Lesotho. He's here now. He can buy me, what is it, a savannah. Now he's my man for tonight. You understand what I'm saying, Order? And that's a part of the reason why we can't base anything on female morals, if we can call it that. It's because women change according to their feelings, gang. We might not like to face it like that, but it is what it is, bro. There's a reason why why men write laws and enforce them. Because if we left it to women, there'd be no laws. It would just be chaos. It would be depending on how the woman who's in charge feels today. That's why there's never been a successful matriarchy.
Okay. Okay, so like how do we now bring the patriarchs and the matriarchs together so that we restore the Black family?
Sure. I think we need to redefine what matriarchy is, because a true matriarch, right, is the mother of healthy, happy, productive, progressive, prosperous children. That's what it means to be a matriarch. Is when you are 90 or however years old, you have a whole bunch of children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, all around you. Like, we thank God that we came from your womb. You understand? But the only way women get to that is by having like strong patriarchs, like people who are willing to live and die by their family names. Like, the fact that I'm a Motaung is probably one of the most important factors of my identity and my character. You understand? But under me, no matter what, if I have to die, if I have to, well, like whatever I have to do, no matter how hard it gets for me, the point is my family name, because I know it was handed down to me from men that I still regard as way more important, or way more, like, their characters are profound. Way, like, these are men I look up to. So I look up to these men. I carry the name. I pass it down to my sons. Understand? The daughters understand, oh, we come from strong Basotho women, and this is the stuff that they've done. And we're going to make sure we have the same kind of environment for our children, so that the family name continues from now till forever. May your name endure as long as the sun. Restore the Black family. But Art.